Good evening, ladies as well as gentlemen. Papa Boris is back for some more Hearthstone arena action. We're in the middle of a run with Warrior here, and I don't often tell you to go look at other videos on my channel, but if you normally just watch the second video and don't watch the first, I do recommend that you check out at least the second game of this arena, so that would be in the first video. The first game was kind of nifty as well. It was against a new shaman, but the second game was against a mage who, well, I won't spoil, what happened, but it was some pretty awesome stuff. So I think that was one of my favorite games on this channel. If the rest of this arena goes well, we might have to add it to Papa Boris's greatest hits. Fire Strike. Fire Strike? This person wants to be a mage, it looks like. Okie doke. Now this is a hand I might actually consider keeping. So these guys are nice. Paladins with the 1/1 recruits, can pick this off, but the Shattered Sun Cleric can help against that. The Heroic Strike is nice if he plays a real creature, and this is a really good drop on turn 5. So we're just going to keep it here. Now, if I didn't have guaranteed good early plays, I would almost always send back a 5-drop, but this could potentially be a very, very strong opener. So the question is, do I want to coin this thing out to get the party started sooner? Well, not really. I mean, what am I doing on turn 2? On turn 2, I could play Heroic Strike and kill a creature, if I've already got this Murloc in play. But if he plays a 1/1 recruit, then my second turn is wasted. So I'm going to go ahead and pass the turn. We'll see if I regret not playing something out. But if he just makes a recruit, I'll be happy. If he plays that, nuts. Well, now I wish I'd played this earlier. Crap. Fiery War Axe. Perfect. So yes, I definitely regret that I didn't coin out the Murloc Tidehunter, given that I top-decked the Fiery War Axe. If this Heroic Strike had been a Fiery War Axe, then I would have definitely coined out the Murloc on turn 1. I don't know if I made a mistake, per se, but it definitely didn't work out well for me. That I did not coin these guys out. I would have hit him for 3 damage, I'd have him on the board already. I could use the little 1/1 to kill off this thing. Okay. Well, I don't really want to play Spiteful Smith here, so we're actually just going to go ahead and take it a bit slow. I also don't want to coin out the Weaponsmith, because that would, of course, make me lose my axe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to coin this out, or play this out just normally, see if it's like the Repentance Secret. It actually is. Wow. So my opponent lost a card for literally nothing. And then I'm actually going to use the other tick of my Fiery War Axe right there. The reason I'm doing that is I want this thing to, stick around, otherwise the 1/1 was just going to kill it. Plus, in principle, you don't want a paladin to have creatures on the board. So notice now, this thing is much less effective. If I had kept his 1/1 around, it would have killed my 2/1. Of course, if I had kept his 1/1 around, that means I still have a Fiery War Axe with which to kill this thing, but I still do anyway. I can actually play the Arathi Weaponsmith. Boom. Shakalaka. God, this thing is so good. And I am going to kill off this Murloc Scout against the Paladin's Recruit. Again, don't let Paladins keep creatures on the board. It's not good for you. It's not healthy. And then next turn, I think we're going to be dropping this guy. Still wish I would have coined this out on turn 1, but given how things went with that Repentance, I think I'm alright with the way things turned out. Even the Paladin's best cards, Hammer of Wrath and True Silver Champion, aren't quite that great here. I mean, they're good, but they're not quite good enough to make me really sweat, which is encouraging. The risk of playing this against a Paladin is that he'll play a Humility effect, and then you're going to have a 1/6 in play that you can't kill, and that's making all of your other creatures more expensive. So that's something that needs to be respected. Let's see. I could play Heroic Strike to kill the Yeti. And then I could also play a Shattered Sun Cleric, hold off on this for another turn. Yeah, I mean, the other option is I could play this, trade away my 3/3 for the Yeti, keep the Heroic Strike. The risk, of course, then, is that if my opponent does have a Humility effect, I'll be really, really badly screwed. I mean, for 6 mana, I could still play a Shattered Sun Cleric, I suppose. Alright, my instincts tell me this, because this keeps more creatures on the board. Now, the reason I'm going to buff this one is because even if I buff this Murloc Tidehunter, it still dies to Consecration and Hammer of Wrath. This way, at least the Weaponsmith herself is safe from Hammer of Wrath. Heroic Strike has been really, really good in this arena. It just directly won me one game, and then right there, with the help of the weapon, it helped me kill the Yeti. I am at 22, though, because I hit that Grunt, I hit a Recruit, and I hit the Yeti. So I've taken a lot of heat. He's going to put Blessing of Kings on it on his turn, which is totally reasonable. I do not begrudge him this. And here, I think this guy could be played. I could also just play the Spiteful Smith, which also holds up against the Silverhand Recruit quite nicely. If I had a taunt, I'd play that. If I play the Chillwind Yeti, I could have up to 3 more mana, but I can't do anything with that mana, so there's no point in doing it. Unless, of course, I want to play the Chillwind Yeti and armor up. But the Chillwind Yeti dies to this thing, whereas the Spiteful Smith does not die to it. This guy also just hits harder. He has the same health as the Spiteful Smith, but hits a lot harder. I think we're going to go for it, because I think I'm going to go for the race. So we're going to swing for a lot of damage. And I'm actually threatening the win. I could change the coin for 2 armor, but I'm pretty sure the Paladin can't deal 15 extra damage with 5 cards and 7 mana. It would be quite the task to be able to pull that off. I mean, he could have like 5 Blessings of Might or something, but I mean, other than things like that, he really can't do it, so he has to deal with my threat. So does he have a humility effect? That is the major question. There's no burn in my hand. If this guy does get humiliated, I'll have 4, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage. It's not enough. Yeah, I could be in big trouble if this guy gets humiliated. We'll see. Stormwind Champion? Okay, this recruit has gotten really epic. This is why, by the way, you don't want to let paladins keep creatures around. I hope that's been an illustrative demonstration. So, execute, plus this Murloc will kill off the Stormwind Champion. Can I win? I can deal 6, 9, I need 4 more damage. I don't have it. I don't have it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're actually going to throw the Murloc away. Use execute right here. And I could spend 4 mana leaving me with 2 to armor up, but really there's no point, so we'll just play the biggest thing I've got. And we're going to swing for 7 damage. So again, we're threatening to win the game on the spot. We have 11 damage on the board. No damage in hand, unfortunately. But I do have 2 more Fiery War Axes, and a Heroic Strike in the deck, and a Kor'kron Elite. So my opponent's going to kill this creature. He will still take 2 net damage, so he'd better have an answer for this thing with 4 mana. We shall see if he has it. He does not. Well, that was a pretty crushing win, although, to be fair, we had like the absolute... Well, it wasn't the perfect hand. A perfect warrior hand always includes Fiery War Axe. But it was a really, really good hand. So it enabled me to keep a very strong 5-drop. Normally, you know, keeping a 5-drop around like that is risky, and you don't want to do it. But since we had the Murloc, the Shattered Sun Cleric, and a Heroic Strike for removal, and then top decked into a Fiery War Axe, we were able to keep that Vengeful Mercenary, and he did great things for us. So yeah, my opponent actually, the Vengeful Mercenary never swung, did he? My opponent had to just kill him. But he took a lot of resources, a Recruit, Blessing of Kings, and a Stormwind Champion. Baka Baka. This hand isn't quite as impressive. So if I don't want to play this naked on turn 3. So basically, if I draw like a 2-drop or something, I'll really regret mulliganing this. But if I don't draw a 2-drop, this thing is going to be a really, really crappy thing to play on turn 3. I love the Chillwind Yeti. I think we need to try to maximize our chances of getting a good drop, so... Alright, well, we mulliganed 2 cards, so we drew a Fairy Dragon. However, all we had to do was mulligan 1 card, and we still would have gotten this as our top deck for the turn. Now, this is not exactly a curve, because I don't exactly want to play Big Game Hunter on turn 3. It's a bit of a sad play, but I might do it anyway. I mean, it's better to play this on turn 3 than to do nothing. That is for sure. So the Fairy Dragon still dies to Consecration, still dies to True Silver Champion. It does not die to Hammer of Wrath, I guess, but maybe against Paladins it's not the greatest creature. There's no cheap spells that Paladins use to target small creatures. There's no Holy Smites or anything like that. Murloc Tidehunter. Interesting. So what is the better play? Well, this, I think, because the Murloc over here... So the Scout, I'm absolutely happy to use it to kill off a Recruit. Absolutely happy. So it's like a 2-1 for 2 mana that kills off a Recruit, which I'm totally fine with. And together they can do great things. Okay, so this is basically the same thing. Here, I think I'm just going to use Heroic Strike to kill that. Seems totally fine. And we're going to get rid of the Demon for 2 reasons. Number 1, or excuse me, the Imp. It is a demon, actually. It can kill off my 2-1, but also, don't let paladins keep creatures. So that was my opponent's coin. That's good to see. I have a pretty good drop here. I mean, there are some 3-drops. Well, there's a lot of 3-drops. Of course, the 2-2 weapon won't be enough to kill. But it will kill a great many things.
Reporting for duty.
Interesting. So I could play this, use the axe to kill the 1/1, put a body on the board, have an axe in my hand. I could also play Shattered Sun Cleric to buff this, use that to kill the 1/1, and then have a 3/3 body on the board. So I'm going to do this because when you're not sure between two equally seemingly good plays, do the one that costs more mana. So the Shattered Sun Cleric would have left me with a mana crystal. Now you might think, well, Boris, why is that a big deal? Well, because that also means that you're leaving a higher total mana cost in your hand. So now I can like play Shattered Sun Cleric and Fairy Dragon or something, you know. And previously I couldn't do that. Right, True Silver Champion's a good drop for my opponent, but we do get to keep the pressure going here. So I'll do this. This, swing. I'm going to keep this axe around, and the reason for that is that I want to be able to kill off a recruit. Having this as a free recruit kill seems really good to me. So a Consecration would be great for my opponent here. It would let him clear out my board. These would die, and then this could get finished off by the weapon. But, I mean, I can't play around that all day. I've got these cheap cards, might as well use them. There's nothing better to do. And plus, if he's going to play Consecration, might as well get it out before the Cult Master drops. Now, if he doesn't have Consecration, if he plays a big creature, oh, I would love to play Cult Master and run some dudes into it. Uh-oh, this looks like a Consecration is coming, although this is actually just the biggest body, so it makes sense to kill it. No Consecration. Okay, perfect. Aha. Well, that's a pretty good use of that card. Wow. Alright, he is going balls to the walls Dickens. Well, I think it's perfectly reasonable to play the Cult Master here. There's 1, 2, 3 things that I really need to kill. I'd actually like to kill 4 things. 1, 2, 3, 4. Unfortunately, I can only kill 3, so this thing's going to get to live, potentially. Yeah, it's going to get to live. So what we'll do is we'll pop the Divine Shield with that, and we're going to draw a card. Electrical Mercenary, that'd be nice. We will kill that thing. And we will armor up. So it is sad that the Sun Fury Protector gets to kill the Cult Master, but at the same time, the Cult Master did replace itself by drawing a card. I would have liked to draw 2. I could have drawn 2. I could have like run both these guys into the thing, but I think it was better to keep the creature on the board than to draw a card. Alright, my opponent's starting to get a lot of board presence here. And here we're going to have to make a tough decision. We could either play this and then this, or we could just play this guy. Yeah, I'm going to do this. This allows me to do a little bit more board clearing myself. So, let's see. I could use the axe and the Fairy Dragon to kill the Dragon Thing mechanic. Or, I could kill the 2/1 and swing at the face. So the risk here is that he'll play a Consecration, but I think he would have played Consecration last turn if he had it, so I don't think he has it. He can run both his creatures into my Pirate and finish it off, but then this thing is going to get to live to see another day. And then I've got a pretty big creature coming up. Although this only costs 5 mana, it is rather gigantic. Flesh-eating Ghoul is a bit scary. So if my opponent allows my dragon to live, it will kill the ghoul. He is not going to do that, however. He's going to kill off the dragon. Is he going to kill off my weaponsmith, though? He's not going to kill off my weaponsmith, so I do get to kill this flesh-eating ghoul. Perfect. Oh my god, hang on a minute. I don't think I have to trade this. I can actually do this. That dies, the flesh-eating ghoul grows. I cannot believe I've gotten to use this guy twice. That is insane. That is really, really nuts. So, which of these do I play? Well, this guy, there's always the risk of a humility effect. This is a bit safer. It has the same health. The ability is not useful, although my opponent doesn't know that. And it doesn't have the drawback. So is it worth it to sacrifice 3 damage to avoid the risk of humiliation? I think so. So my opponent played an Arcane Golem last turn, which enabled him to kill my Fairy Dragon, but this did give me a Mana Crystal, but it didn't actually matter. So the Arcane Golem is very good late in the game. Like right there, the extra Mana Crystal made no difference, and it's likely that at 10 mana, the extra Mana Crystal will still make no difference. After 10 mana, it doesn't matter anymore. Alright, his guy is not nearly as impressive as mine. Oh my god! If I'd played the Ventricle Mercenary, I would have died to that thing. Holy crap on a donkey. Ah, Fiery War Axe. I thought you'd show up at some point. Well, let's take a look at the situation here. So what I could do is play the Fiery War Axe, Heroic Strike, and this guy. That's the obvious move. That would be a total of 7 damage. I could kill the Frostwolf Warlord, no problem. But what I could also do is I could attack the Big Game Hunter with my Spiteful Smith, get it enraged, play the Fiery War Axe. It will deal 5 damage with this enrage ability. Then I can save the Heroic Strike for later, possibly for the kill first phase. The disadvantage to this move is that if I do use the Spiteful Smith against the Big Game Hunter, then it will be at 2 health, whereupon it will die to a Consecration. So using Heroic Strike preserves 4 life on the Spiteful Smith. And it also allows me to kill this off with one of my weaker creatures. You know what? I am going to play around Consecration. I think it's worth doing. So I'm killing off a creature that was going to die to Consecration anyway, and I'm still threatening the kill. Okay. My opponent seems extremely frustrated. There's no well played, and that was a very sudden concession. He was maybe hoping, please don't clear the board, and then like, warriors and their weapons, boo. Okay, so I recently did have an arena. I won't say which one if you're still planning to watch older videos, but I had an arena where I was at 4-0, and then I ended up going very, very badly. This deck, though, feels really strong to me just because it has all, like, a lot of the key warrior cards. We got a Warsong Commander, Kor'kon Elite, 3 Fiery War Axes, plus, well, 3 Fiery War Axes. I mean, that's pretty good. There's some junk in here like the Ancient Mage, but whatever. Can't win them all. Alright, Colin the Mage. Colin, okay. We're going to keep our awesome 4-drop here. And the Owl, well, it's not the greatest against mages. You can silence something, but then the Owl just dies. This Ventricle Mercenary likes me a lot. He keeps showing up to the party. Again, mages have 2 different ways of dealing with this. Luckily, they can't use Humility, so it's not that big of a deal. Oh man, my opponent has a really aggressive start here.
Do you need a blend?
And Young Priestess, touche. Oh man. Well, look at that. I was thinking of actually playing the Ironbeak Owl to silence this to preserve 2 damage, but now that we have the Fiery War Axe just top decked, gonna kill this. Now the reason I'm killing that is I might actually still silence this Leper Gnome. I'm not committed to that decision, but I might do it.
I hope you like my invention.
The problem is, against any other class, I would totally silence it, let the Owl trade, but the problem is against a mage, she's just gonna use the hero ability to pick off my Owl. Well, I could play a 4-2. It actually has gotten 2 kills in this arena, which is just mind-boggling to me. A Flesh-Eating Ghoul and a Sea Giant. I could play it, use the Axe on the Leper Gnome, take 4 damage, going down to 22. It's not my favorite thing to do against a mage. Plus then the Novice Engineer will attack this. And then the hero ability will finish it off. That seems sad. Alright, we'll do this. So what I'm doing here is a bit of a tempo play. I'm gambling that my opponent has something to do for 3 mana that she was planning on doing. Given how aggressive her deck is, she's already played 2 1-drops and a 2-drop. It's not unlikely that she's got a good curve.
Must cleanse the Sunwell.
This sort of throws a wrench into my plans, unfortunately, because she gets to kill off my Owl and play a creature, so that was the worst of both worlds. I could play this. One of it will, the 2-1 will die to the hero ability, and then the 1-1 will stick around to finish off this Novice Engineer. That will allow me then to also play Heroic Strike and kill up the Shattered Sun Cleric. I could play a 3-3 of my own, use the Axe on the Novice Engineer, and then the 3-3 can trade with each other. The advantage of this plan is it leaves a weaker presence on the board. The advantage of this plan is it puts a weapon into my hand. I will go for this. That Shattered Sun Cleric on turn 3 was incredibly good. Because she was either going to kill the Owl and not play anything, or she was going to play something and not kill the Owl, but the Shattered Sun Cleric allowed her to have her cake and eat it. She played something and killed the Owl. That was very good for her. We have a secret. And my opponent's going for the face, which makes sense. She's a big life advantage against me here. Sea Giant is not exactly playable yet. Well, if it's Mirror Entity, I don't exactly want to play this guy. So that secret is very good, because even if it's not Mirror Entity, it basically stops me from playing my big thing. We'll do this, check for Mirror Entity. It is. Well, that's good. That means my play was, you know, not for nothing. We'll kill this with the axe. I'll trade 3 threes. And this guy. Is it worth playing him? I mean, he just does die to a blizzard. I'm just gonna armor up. I think it's worth it to get 2 life against a mage when you're already at 17. I would say my opponent won this opening. Card-wise, I'm doing alright, but she is up to play, and just because she's a mage and I'm at low life, I feel like she has the advantage here. That also is a very good play. So let's see. I can now play a Sea Giant. The problem is, it could just get polymorphed, then my opponent will be left with the 4-4. I could alternatively use Heroic Strike to kill off this 4-4, kill off the Squire, have a 1-1 left on the board. But the problem is, that leaves me with 4 mana, which as you can see is an awkward amount of mana. All I could play is this. If I had 7 mana, it'd be a different story. Oh, the things I would do with 7 mana. With 7 mana, I'd play a Frostwolf Warlord and Heroic Strike. Balls to the walls, Dickens. Well, I'm going to go for it then. I think I'm going to make the Sea Giant while it's hot. We'll trade what we can. And I'm actually going to run this into the Knight. And you might wonder, well, Boris, why are you doing that? It doesn't seem to matter. And it doesn't seem to matter now, but who knows? Later in the game, it might make a difference. And it's going to die to the hero ability anyway, so I figured I might as well just get it for damage on the creature while it might potentially be relevant. She has another secret. Alright, so no polymorph. That's good. I mean, if she had a polymorph, she would have obviously played it. That secret could be another mirror entity, which is unnerving. I'd like to play this and the Frostwolf Warlord, but I'm mana short of doing what I really want to do. I don't want to play this, because if it's another mirror entity, then that'll suck. Okay. What's the best play? Alright, I'm gonna gamble she does not have 2 mirror entities.
You gotta be kidding me!
And she doesn't. I'm going to kill off the Squire because I am low on health. Now, I could have attacked with the Giant, of course, but that could very well be a Vaporize. I mean, that would be like the best secret to have here with all my Giant stuff. Having a Vaporize there is really great for my opponent. Acolyte of Pain, okay. She could ping it with her hero ability to draw a card. Just gonna play Water Elemental, which is fair. Fiery War Axe. Well, if I use a Fiery War Axe, I'm not playing anything other than this guy, which kind of sucks. I could use Fiery War Axe and Heroic Strike to kill this Water Elemental and swing for possibly 15, but the problem is I have a feeling this is actually a Vaporize. I really think it's Vaporize. So what I could do is I could attack with the Vengeful Mercenary, and if it gets Vaporized, my creatures cost normal amounts again. You know what? Let's just keep on clearing things out. I think I'm okay with that. We'll play. It's not a mirror entity. Okay, we'll play this. We'll play the Frostwolf Warlord. He's a 6/6. I'm pretty happy with that. We'll go ahead and we'll clear out her creatures. And the way if I attack the Water Elemental with the Sea Giant will die to the hero ability. But if I attack the Water Elemental with the Vengeful Mercenary, then they'll both die to Flame Strike. So do I keep one at high health and the other low, or do I keep them both at low health? Well, if she plays Flame Strike, it'll be her whole turn. And then this guy will still survive it. Okay, so I'm going to do this and this. Giving her a card. So we'll see. Does she have the Flame Strike? If she does, I'll be able to play creatures again. But then this guy might eat this Vaporize, which would be a little sad. No Flame Strike. Alright, if she had a Flame Strike, she'd clearly play it. She's playing Frostbolt on a creature that was dead. So she's going to silence my Frostwolf Warlord, which is totally fair. So it's just a 4/4 now. Twilight Drake. My opponent messed up. She should have played the Twilight Drake first. Wow. Alright, I will take that. Okay, well, let's, I see Fire War Axe will kill off this Drake, but do I want to take 4 damage to the face? Alright, here's what I'll do. I'll fish for a Vaporize with my Frostwolf Warlord. Oh my god, that's 2 for 2, baby. 2 for 2. Yeah, we're gonna do this. So this guy's great. He survives Flame Strike. I'm gaining life now. I've got card advantage with the weapons and the removal here, and a really good creature. So you could say I played passively. I had, an 8-8 on the board and a 7-6 on the board, and I never attacked my opponent with them. But she did have a Vaporize, so all things considered, it ended up going okay for me, I think. Okay. Well, I definitely need to get rid of this. The question is how. I could play the Warsong Commander, and this guy charges, but 4 is not enough to kill it. I could attack it with my Tiger, of course, but that would leave my Tiger pretty weak. I could play Heroic Strike, take 3 damage, go down to 12 health, up to 14. That still is above the point where the mage could just burn me out. Yeah, we'll do it. Let's make sure we armor up. I can play this and run in with them both. Or with just this guy. Does my opponent have the Flame Strike? If she does, she could actually kill off everything now. What I'm going to do is play somewhat passively. I'm just going to make a new weapon. And I'm going to pass the turn. So this is what's so annoying about mages. Even when you're winning, you keep having to be careful. Because even though I'm crushing all game, I can't actually play out my stuff comfortably because a Flame Strike would still put my opponent just right back in the game. Alright, she keeps playing threats that I have to deal with, given my life total. Execute. Damn. If I attack into this, I'd be at 11 health, 13 health. Technically, 2 fireballs could kill me at that point. I think it's good, though. I don't want to get this guy down to 1 health. So yeah, we'll do this. Execute. Armor up. Swing. If I play these two and attack with the Big Game Hunter, a Flame Strike would just win her the game. So I don't really want to do that. I could just play the Big Game Hunter, but I would like to have removal in case she plays like a War Golem or a Giant of some sort. Or a Ventricle Mercenary. I mean, there's a decent number of things this would actually kill.
My shield.
She's wasting a Defender of Argus, which suggests she doesn't... These are like spells of some sort. If any of these were a creature against a warrior, you'd obviously just play it. Chillwind Yeti. Okay, perfect. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to actually preserve my life here. I'm going to use the Tiger to kill that off, because the Tiger's dead no matter what. Now it's time to play the Warsong Commander, the Chillwind Yeti. Always armor up now. And attack with the Yeti. So my opponent could use a Flame Strike plus Hero ability to finish off this Yeti, and then I'm in trouble. But, I mean, I'm still top decking a card. That would be our whole turn with 2 cards left, and then I'd have 2 cards. So we'd be in a top deck war, but I'd have a weapon and I'd be starting off. This is a card that's been sitting in her hand for a long time. Oh, wow. I see why she was holding on to it. Well, she now has a Fireball in her hand, and my creatures are frozen. And I can't kill that guy. Well, crap. That is probably going to be a win for my opponent here. Oh, no, my guys have charge. Yeah, we're gonna have to do this. I mean, you gotta do everything you can to kill that guy. Oh boy, I mean, it sucks to run him in like that. Let's think. This plus the Fiery War Axe isn't enough. This guy plus the Fiery War Axe is enough. Can I afford to take 5 damage to the face? I'm at 17 health. I go down to 12. I know one of these is a Fireball. That'd be super risky. If she gets 2 Fireballs, she can beat me, but... if I get rid of my creatures, I'm in trouble. You know what? I'm going to trust my instincts. I'm just going to kill that guy. Going to hang on to this axe, and we'll see what she's got. So a Flame Strike would win her the game, probably. Because then she'd have 2 cards in the top deck war to my 1. She's got that's the Fireball she had from Archmage Leonidas. And a Water Elemental. This is like the 3rd one. So my next creature, if I do top deck a creature, will have charge. I hope it's a creature, because I need it. Alright, well, here it is. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to... Oh god, hang on. If I attack with the Warsong Commander, this will go down to 4 health. The Fiery War Axe won't actually be enough to kill it. But I actually have armor, so if it hits me, it's going to be chewing through armor. It's actually not going to be able to freeze me. Aha. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attack with the Cult Master before it loses charge, and I am just going to take a card. I think it's really important to get a card. Emperor Cobra. Well, I can't really play around Flame Strike anymore. Yeah, I'm just going to play it. So this is a kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation for my opponent, because if she kills the Cult Master, then I have this Cobra to kill whatever she plays, but if she kills the Cobra, I draw a card. The correct play is, of course, to kill the Cult Master. You have to stop your opponent from getting cards under these circumstances, and notice how the Water Elemental's high health is really important. Just going to Polymorph the Cobra, which makes a lot of sense. Oh my gosh, going to Fire Blast the Sheep, giving me a card! Oh no! Oh no, my opponent messed up. My opponent hugely messed up. So first of all, she should have killed the Cult Master, then the Sheep. Second of all, she should definitely not have killed the Sheep drawing me a card. And third of all, she really needed to kill this Cult Master. What are you doing? So my opponent is, I mean, even if my opponent doesn't know that I got these cards, look, I have got the armor, so I'm not getting frozen. I can even hit the bear. With no cards in my opponent's hand, going down to 13 health is totally fine, especially since it's 15 after I armor up. And then I get to kill the Elemental. She had to kill the Cult Master. Now this is just icing on the cake, because what actually ends up happening is I'm going to kill this bear, play my Corcone Elite, which has charge. Can I? Oh my god, can I win? 8 plus 7 is... Oh man, I should have looked. No, this was a taunter. Oh, phew. I was going to say I was 2 damage short of winning, but no, that was a taunter in the way. Now I'm going to kill this, draw a card. Cleave is actually one of the most terrible cards in the world right now. It is actually a dead card. It's a totally dead card. There's, I think, a literally 0 chance that I will get to play Cleave this game, so that's kind of sucky. I drew like the worst of my 10 available cards. But yeah, my opponent totally screwed up and kept me in the game. So we've got removal for something moderately sized she could play. And this Cult Master will die because the Mage's hero ability is insane, but I mean, my opponent really blew it there, which I will happily take. So this was a good opponent. She had a good deck, but she just made a crucial misplay in the end game, as it were, and it's going to cost her. So these cards do need to be removal or taunt or something, or else I'm just going to win next turn with Heroic Strike. Flame Strike, okay, well I'm lucky she didn't draw it earlier, so that's something. I have a total of 6 direct damage, which is not enough to kill my opponent, sadly. I'm not going to use the Heroic Strike just yet. It's not going anywhere. So we'll swing, and now we're threatening the kill. Does she have some more removal? Will I get to use Cleave? Oh, man. Oh, I get to use Cleave, so that's good. I'm at 17 health. She should really be attacking my creature. Wow, this is so interesting. This opponent played very, very, very well until the end game when she started messing up. So I get to play Cleave after all. Heroic Strike is 1 damage short of killing my opponent. Note that if I had kept the weapon around, it would be the exact same situation. And, well, I could use Heroic Strike to kill the Frost Elemental. Huh, it's interesting. What's the correct play? If I kill the Frost Elemental, I'll have these 2 creatures. If I leave the Frost Elemental alive, and then she can use the Frost Elemental to kill the Taunter, and then if she draws removal, she can kill this. I feel like it's more correct to kill this. Now, if she top decks another Flame Strike, then I'm going to feel really silly. But I feel like this reduces the number of cards she could potentially draw. Alright, well, it was a good game. I hope Colin looks this game over or thinks about it, because it wasn't just like, oh, that stupid warrior got lucky top decks. I'm pretty sure had it in the bag. I'm pretty sure. There was that one turn. She played the Water Elemental and a Polymorph on my Cobra. The correct play then was to trade the Water Elemental for the Cult Master, and then ping off the Sheep. And then we were just in a top deck war. So, okay, maybe it wasn't in the bag, it could have still gone either way, but given that I drew Cleave, which was a dead card for a while, I feel like my opponent would have had a really good chance to win the game. Alright, we're up against a fellow warrior, Ronchi the warrior. And we draw, wow, we draw a really great starting hand here. Not only do we have a Fiery War Axe ourselves, but we also have a good counter to Fiery War Axe. Now, this does die to Whirlwind. It has been a long time since I've seen a warrior play Whirlwind, so I'm sure it's going to happen now, of course. but it's been a while. Alright, so I'm going to coin out my creature. I can feel comfortable doing this because I've got a Fiery War Axe back here, so I've definitely got something to do on turn 2. Might as well put the damage on the board. And enjoy life. Okay, I did say I haven't seen a world in a long time, and there it is. That was the perfect answer to my coin 2 drop. We'll play a Fiery War Axe. Now, even though I have a War Axe behind this, I'm not going to just start swinging at my opponent's face just yet. We'll just keep it here and see what needs to happen. It's actually a really good answer to Fiery War Axe. God, wow, my opponent has really good answers. Alright, what I'm going to do is this. And I'm going to play the Cobra here to trade against the Crusader. The reason I'm doing that is I would actually really like to be able to play this and have it stick on the board. I don't want to just play it and then have the Scarlet Crusader kill it. So my opponent had the absolute perfect answer to my Murlocs, and they had the absolute perfect answer again to my Fiery War Axe. So this game is off to a bit of a rocky start. That is for sure.
Let the pain speak to me.
Okay. Interesting choice by my opponent here, not killing my snake. I am going to call that a mistake. Yeah, I'm going to call it a mistake, because what I get to do now is I get to play the Dread Corsair. I get to kill the Acolyte and keep my snake around for the future. And then I get to kill the Scarlet Crusader. So I had to hit the Scarlet Crusader twice to kill it, so she did a lot of damage to me. But still, I mean, I gain life, warriors aren't that good at burn, and I've got these two great creatures. So a cleave, of course, would finish off the snake. If my opponent was holding off on the snake, that's legit, but that Stampeding Kodo, he top-decked into that. So I am not going to give my opponent credit for a good play, because it wasn't. Okay, well, we got a couple of options here. I mean, I could play the Axe and use the Taunter to get rid of this Kodo, or I could play Heroic Strike and kill the Kodo, but then I'm not putting anything else on the board. I cannot enrage the Spiteful Smith. If there was a way to do that, I would be able to then kill off the Kodo with my weapon. So what we'll do is this. Take a little bit of a risky move. We'll just do that. And we'll pass the turn. So my opponent's probably going to run in with the Kodo into my Dread Corsair, and then I'll be able to finish off with my Axe on the next turn, while also playing out a Tiger. So there's the kill. My opponent's had all the perfect plays so far. So we'll see if that continues.
You gotta be kidding me!
Ouch. That's a pretty good card. Even an enraged Fiery War Axe does not kill this. Plus, I don't particularly want to take that much damage to the face. Here's where Heroic Strike isn't great. I mean, I can use it to kill this thing, but then I'm taking 7 damage. So I could use the Korokron Elite to attack into this. Or I could race. Well, if I race, I'm clearly going to hit the Kodo, so I'm going to be down to 18 health. Up to 20. Hitting for 8 a turn versus a 7. I could also kill the Kodo with my Spiteful Smith. Because it's gonna die to the Ventricle Mercenary anyway, most likely. And then I can use the Fire War Axe to smash him in the face. I'm going to go for it. I think this is the time to race. So this is 5 damage here. Yeah, I mean, look at this. So basically, I took my opponent down to 18 health. I'm at 23. I actually have the life advantage. He can't play creatures, and he also can't kill this thing. So he's actually falling behind in the race. He can get me down to 16. Execute is a very good card. That was a really good card. God darn it. So that's saving 2 damage. That's actually taking away, wow, that's taking away a total of 6 damage per turn. Oh, that sucks. Alright, he's going to take his time and just kill my guy, which is fair. And play that thing. Well, I can still kill it with my axe, which is fine. So, we're going to go ahead and play the Stealthy Tiger, armor up. It didn't matter, by the way, there if I armored up before or after attacking, because I end up with the same amount of life and the same amount of armor. Although, just for habit's sake, I suppose I should have, played properly there. And I don't know if I'm going to race still. He still can't play more creatures or kill this thing off, so I can develop my board faster than he can develop his. But that's only for one more turn, because after the next turn when I play, let's say, the Ancient Mage and the Shadowstone Cleric, I swing for 6 down to 12 with the armor up. He's up to 14. Yeah, I'll win the race if he keeps racing, but he'll just be able to kill off my stuff. Okay, he's going to put that guy down, which is totally fine. Okay, I have a couple of options. I could silence this thing and ignore it. But I think it's worth it to kill off the creatures he does play. So I could use the Heroic Strike And just Shattered Sun Cleric. Kill this off. Still have enough mana to armor up. I could also play the Ancient Mage, but the problem is this Ancient Mage doesn't hit as hard as the Shattered Sun Cleric. I could just kill this with my Tiger, figuring my opponent's probably going to use the Ventricle Mercenary to kill off the Tiger, because that's my biggest threat. That's interesting. Okay, we'll go for this, I think. I do need to preserve my health somewhat. So we'll do this. We'll waste a point of spell damage. This is basically wasting all the spell damage, because I don't actually care about it. And we're going to put a Shattered Sun Cleric on this guy. So the idea there is that now my opponent either hits the sturdier, kills the sturdier creature, who hits weaker, or he kills the harder hitting creature that's more vulnerable. It's a dangerous game we're playing here, but I think when your opponent has the Vengeful Mercenary, there are some times where that's the right way to play it, is to try to do the kind of race, because otherwise you will fall really far behind if you expend all your resources killing it. Oh shit, he has a cleave. God damn it. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, well, the game just ended. I think what is the right thing to do, given that my opponent played a 7-6, but I just don't have the response to this. Well, we can do some stuff. We can armor up. We can. Oh, I should have done this afterwards. Whoops. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and kill this creature. He's got too many cards, though. Too many cards. That Cruel Taskmaster plus Cleave combo wrecked my day. Now, had I used Heroic Strike against his Taunting Pirate, maybe I would have been better off. Molten Giant. It is the not irrelevant Molten Giant. Oh no. This Ventricle Mercenary can't quite kill it. I need a Shattered Sun Cleric. Pretty sure I don't have any more. Uh-oh. This is bad. Damn it. Well, we'll do this. Silence that. I can't play that because I will lose the game. Oh, no, I can play this. And we're going to kill that guy. And swing at the face. So, this is obviously a long shot here. Any weapon, charge creature, or buff, or direct damage will kill me right now. But I feel like that was my best chance. I do have, 12 damage on the board, 14 damage on the board. So it's, I think, my best chance. We'll see what happens. War Golem. Have I already played my Big Game Hunter? That could be my only saving grace. I did not draw it. Well, let's take a look at the situation here. I can swing for 11, 15, 17 damage. My opponent's at 20 health. Well, the only way to survive here is to massively 2-for-1 myself, but we'll do it. Just in case. I don't know what he could possibly have that would enable me to win here, but just in some weird case, we'll just play out the next couple of turns and see what happens. Man, he had too many cards. Too many cards, and too many good cards, too many good answers to what I played. It happens sometimes. Maybe there was a way that I could have played perhaps a bit more precisely, but I feel like given that the way that the board was looking when the Ventricle Mercenary came down, I feel like I played about as well as I could. So I did my best. Did I have that Big Game Hunter? I had him in my opening hand, I think, and I think I mulliganed him, and I just didn't draw him when I needed to draw him. That is a shame. Alright, he is going for the throat. This doesn't do enough damage per turn to kill me, though, which is good news. But I do have to kill the Weaponsmith. I think Berserker's a nice draw. Yeah, I have to do this. Let's see. He's not low. A Mortal Strike would actually kill me. So, I mean, at this whole time, any charging creature, Mortal Strike, anything, just wins him the game. But my board is getting kind of scary, actually. So if he doesn't get an answer soon, this actually could swing back the other way. If he doesn't have the win. I think fighting the board presence battle is hard here. He's going to waste the axe to do a Fiery War Axe. Interesting. Oh, I see. That's a very smart move, actually. So basically... Oh, no. I don't know how smart that was. After I armor up, I'm up to 4 health. The Fiery War Axe doesn't quite kill me. Alright, well, I assume my opponent had some kind of an idea there. We'll see. So he needs, again, any single point of damage will do it. Heroic Strike, Mortal Strike, Charging Creature. Upgrade! What a sad way to go down. He just top-decked it. That was a good game. Oh, man. He had good stuff, and then was I a turn away from winning? I was a turn away from winning, and he top-decked an upgrade. It's about as close as they come here in Warrior versus Warrior battles. Man, it all started with the Whirlwind. Whirlwind! I hadn't seen one of those in ages, and he had it for my 2-1 Murloc, and then the Scarlet Crusader for my War Axe, and then the Ventricle Mercenary. Man, so close. Possibly that I made the wrong strategic decision to race against the Ventricle Mercenary rather than just 2-for-1ing myself right away. But I would do it again. I think given how it all ended up, and given that I could have won if I had drawn my my Epic guy, my Giant Killing guy, I think I played that right. It just didn't quite work out. All right, Elkin Bear the Paladin. Awkward hand here for sure. I don't know about this early execute. I just don't know about the early execute. Paladins don't really have anything that I want to silence, so we're going to send that back. We'll just play the Fairy Dragon here. And, alright, well, it looks like we're going to be hanging onto the coin then. So with this sort of situation, unless I get some really amazing drop, I don't want to go greedy with my coin. Okay, that changes everything. So basically, I was thinking, well, does it change everything? I was thinking I could play turn 2, turn 3, coin turn 4, and turn 5. Now with this, I could actually coin it out, but the issue is he's got this Light's Justice, which will just kill them both. I mean, he'll take some damage to the face, but it doesn't seem that great. So, okay, so now he can make a recruit. I play the Fairy Dragon. Okay, that's also the same. Fair enough. Alright, so I'll play the Fairy Dragon here. Oh no, never mind. Fiery War Axe. Oh no, Jesus, I misclicked! Oh my god. Oh my god, I might actually just lose this game for that. That's a huge difference. Well, okay, so this is going pretty badly because of that misclick. I'm missing some plays here. He's starting to swing at me. I'm just gonna start going down in life. Ah, boy. Okay, so we're gonna play Fiery War Axe. What is going on with my mouse? We're gonna kill off the more dangerous creature. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna coin out this Fairy Dragon. I think it's really important to keep the presence going here. If he had a 1-1 recruit, I wouldn't have done that, because then he could just 1-1 recruit into this and then use the Light's Justice to finish it off, but here it's actually trading for a legitimate creature. So on turn 4, I can play out my Cobra, or I can just play these guys out, I guess, and armor up, although he still has this Light's Justice.
Let me think.
Alright, so yeah, there was definitely a drawback to that, but I'm taking 2 less damage because of this, and I'm also keeping a tick on the Fiery War Axe to kill this wolf, apparently, which is fine. So it's sad that I used my coiner, and it's really sad that I misclicked and armored up when I shouldn't have, but that's life. Alright, well, the gods of RNG have rewarded me with a Chillwind Yeti, which was the absolute most humanly perfect card imaginable to have top-decked for turn 4. So at the end of the day, he's got 5 cards and a weapon. That's actually the perfect answer to Chillwind Yeti, because it trades with it. And most things do not. Balls. That's great. Yep, I think we'll do this. This is a good thing to run into the booty bay. And I'm gonna go ahead and kill this recruit. Don't let paladins keep creatures. So he's down to 4 cards now after that advantageousness plus a weapon. I have just 6 cards plus soon to be 7. And I got some really good ones too. So, that's nice. I'm happy. The monkey is not impressive. That is, well, that's a little bit more impressive if he can somehow damage it, but paladins don't really do a good job of damaging their own things. So what we'll do is we'll do this, and I'm going to play, well, this is actually tricky. This is untargetable, which is good. This has more hit points, though. I would like to do this, because that way, it's already in place if I top deck into a weapon, and I do have 2 more weapons I could top deck into, plus an Arathi Weaponsmith. So it's not unreasonable that I'll see one at some point. Next turn's going to be easy. I'm going to make this, and then the Frostwolf Warlord, like I talked about earlier. Assuming this guy lives, my Frostwolf Warlord will be in 7/7, which is very, very, very good for a 5 mana. It's like a War Golem, but for only 5 mana. Oh, I hope my opponent has a follow-up plan, for his sake, not for mine. This is not a good thing to play in front of a Spiteful Smith, because I can just kill it in one go, and then get enraged for only 1 damage. So then it's hard to kill off, and my weapons are super pumped. So does he have a taunt to protect the Acolyte of Pain? He does not. Ah, but he has a diversion. Well played. That is very well played, because... Yep, it's very well played, because if I kill the Acolyte of Pain and I do stuff as possible, a Consecration would deal 3 damage across the board. Well, I could run into the Acolyte, play a Weaponsmith that I just top-decked. It would then be a 4-2 weapon. I could kill the Dalaran Mage, hold off on the Frostable Warlord, and play a Cobra. That seems good. We'll do this. We'll do that. We'll do this. You always have to remember this guy's Enrage ability, and then the Cobra. Alright, so I still haven't dealt any damage to him, but this survives Consecration because I killed off his spell damage creature. And it's actually just difficult for Paladins to deal with this effectively. Really, really difficult. There's no great humility target. I don't care if this is a 1-5. He's going to kill my weapon, which is a good start. Well, alright. I stand corrected. That was a good continuation. Although he left this Cobra alive, which is... I mean, I'm not saying he could have done anything about it, but the Cobra really justifies itself in this draft. Wow, I could play this. Oh, man. This and the Frostwolf Warlord. I think it's even better than the Murlocs and the Frostwolf Warlord. I mean, basically, I'd rather have the Frostwolf Warlord attack this turn than have an extra +1/+1. So I'm going to do this. This. It's an 8/8. I'm going to kill this thing. And I'm going to kill off this Ooze. This goes into 2 health. Yeah, actually, I'm going to do that. So it'll die to Consecration, but nothing else does. So that seems fine to me. Oh, this game is a demolition derby. I really think I've got this. So he's got an Elder Peacekeeper. I'm fine with that. That is okay. It looks like he's going to leave my Charger alive, which is also great. And I mean, I'm still hitting... I'm going to use this guy to mop up the recruits. I'm still hitting him for 7 damage. Yeah, 7 damage. Actually, yep, 9 damage. Hitting him for 9 damage. Let's check if I can win. It's possible that I can actually win right now, especially with that. Hang on. So this is 7, 10, 11, 13, 17, 20 damage. Yep. Always look for the win, kids. Oh my god, I played it in the wrong order! Jesus Christ. I meant to play this first, then the Vengecrow, but now this is actually too expensive to play. Whoops! Oh, geez, that's silly. Okay, I can't win now. This is only 8, 10, 17. So we are going to go ahead and mop up the recruit. We're going to do this just to keep the war song alive. Oh god, I'm sorry, folks. That is a shameful error. Yes, I would have won this turn if I had just played the Murloc Tidehunter first, and then I would have had the extra 3 damage that I needed in order to kill off my opponent. And then the Vengecrow after that. So order matters in Hearthstone. It's very easy to play Hearthstone, you know, well, but it's very hard to play Hearthstone perfectly, because a lot of times you make those little mistakes. Equality plus Consecration would actually keep the game going. I mean, the Tiger plus the Murloc would be good. Looks like he's not got that combo. He's just going to razzle-bedazzle me, which is fine. That's exactly what you should do. Oh no, he's conceding. Alright, there we go. These have been some really strong wins. Okay, there was that very tight game against the Mage. That was the second game of the arena that I told you to go back and watch. And then there was the game against... Well, the other 5 wins, other than the Mage, were actually pretty easy. And then even my one loss was a really close fought loss. If he hadn't top decked an upgrade for an extra point of damage, I would have won the following turn, or at least stayed in the game. But I have to give him credit. He made the right move. He threw out a 2-1 to put out the Fiery War Axe into play to accelerate his clock. Alright, we're up against Famous the Shaman, the famous Shaman, I guess. Now, I'll throw away the Execute, but I'm actually gonna keep the Owl around. I don't actually mind against, say, an early Taunt Totem or an early Spell Damage Totem, throwing down the Owl and stopping my opponent from getting those totems anymore. And then this is also a good way to clear out incoming totems, too. Of course, Shamans could always play a Flame Tongue Totem to get use out of the good totem that they have, or the Silence Totem that they have. I'm not going to throw this onto an open field. That would be a bit silly. And my mana curve is biting me a little bit here. I've got nothing on turn 3. Coin. Oh, no totem for my opponent. He's actually playing something real. It Master. Damn. Well, actually executes a pretty good card. Alright, we're gonna... Oh no! Fiery War Axe! You know what? I'm gonna trust my instincts. I'm just gonna execute that thing. I could Fiery War Axe it, but then it would get another imp to spawn. Let's just go ahead and clear out the board here. Let's just, we'll accept the fact that I have 4 cards and a weapon, and he has 6 cards, but I have soon to be 5. And then he's used up his coin. Alright, that's gonna die to the Fiery War Axe. Then I get to play the Chillwind Yeti. Maybe it seems good. Yeah, we're gonna play Chillwind Yeti. The Arathi Weaponsmith can wait. This axe, this 2/2 weapon, is great for clearing out totems. I might just go for the Ventrico Mercenary, though. With the life totals being so high, this seems like a very strong option. Forcing out the Hex. Stormforged Axe. Alright, that's a very nice bet hedging sort of a play by my opponent. So he's basically saying, are you gonna run your Yeti into the wolf? Then I'll hit you with the axe. But if you're not gonna do that, then I'll keep the axe. Smart, smart, smart. We're gonna go ahead and do this then. That is sort of the perfect answer for the wolf. And now, I mean, I can still play the Frostwolf Warlord. He's a 6/6. This is a 7/6. This is just how good the Frostwolf Warlord is. Look at that. Just with 2 creatures on the board, which granted is a bit hard in Hearthstone sometimes. This is a 6/6 versus a 7/6, and same mana cost, no drawback. So he wins the coin flip against one, loses it against the other. Okay, so now the Frostwolf Warlord cannot be played. Well, it can be, but it's not good. I'd play a Frothing Berserker if I could play something else. Sadly, I'm 1 mana short of playing him in the Korkron, so we're just going to do this. I do have a life advantage because I got to whack with the Yeti twice. I hit him once, I think, for real, and then, yeah, I hit him once for real, and then he hit the Yeti once to finish it off with the axe. And then this will clear out a taunt totem that he might flip, plus he is overloaded for 2 because of that Lightning Storm that he used. Now, it's 7 mana. I could actually play this guy, which could be pretty good. And this guy could also be good, it just kind of depends. Well, my opponent's thinking so much, I figure he can't possibly have a Hex. You wouldn't think that long about a Hex. He's got to have a couple of creatures, and he's wondering what's the best to put down. Alright, well, that's a decent one. Survives against the Battle Axe, that's for sure. I could throw away the Battle Axe to use the Fiery War Axe, but what I think I'm gonna do instead is either play the Berserker or the Korkon Elite. So the Korkon Elite could actually kill the Raging Worgen or trade with it, or I could just swing for 11 damage, take him down to 11 health, and try to race. I could also play the Frothing Berserker, kill the Raging Worgen, go down to 3 health on this, 4 health on that, pretty safe. And this guy would actually be a 4/4. Then I could Korkon Elite the next turn. Man, it seems a bit slow, but I'm actually going to do this. This feels like the right move to me. Basically, if that was the best my opponent could do at 4 mana, because he was overloaded. We'll see what he can do at 7 mana. I would like to, you know, maybe trade this in for a really good drop and then still have this around, plus the Korkon Elite. He's going to silence my Frothing Berserker, which is sad, and he's going to play a Taunt. All this stuff is 3 health, which makes me really sad that this is a 2 Battle Axe. Heroic Strike seems like a bit of overkill. Well, I could use the Frothing Berserker to hit this. It'll become enraged, so I'll take 5 damage to finish it off with my axe. And then I could trade the Ventrico for the Spellbreaker. That will drop my mana costs. I still can't play the Korkon and the Frostwolf. I'd be 1 mana short of that. Alright, so I think now's the time to start racing. Yep, we're going to do this. Kill that thing off. And we'll use the Berserker to swing. There. This was a very good card for him. It's very important. He's going to silence my guy down to 4/4. This Frostwolf Warlord has been getting silenced a lot. It's 2 silences, actually, for my opponent here. He's going to actually, wow, smack that with the axe. That is a hard blow. I don't know if I would have done that. Aha! I see. So I really need my big game hunter here to deal with that. I sadly don't draw it. Well, there's a couple of ways I could deal with this. I mean, one way is I could use the Kor'kron Elite plus the Warlord to just 2-for-1. Another way is to silence this thing, play a Kor'kron Elite. That's 6 mana. I could still play this Taunter afterwards. And then I'm swinging for 8, 10. I mean, whoa, 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 whoa. Can I kill him? Hang on. Silence this Kor'kron. That's 8, 10, 14. Oh, I win this game. Okay. Whew. I have 1 minute to spare. This Dread Corsair almost razzle-bedazzled me. But yeah, let's just take the win while we've got it. Whew. Alright, kids. Always look for the win, even against famous shamans. Excuse me. Man, this big game hunter, I can't believe how good it's been. I've played him several times before. He's never been impressive. He actually killed a Sea Giant, an Earth Elemental, and then there were 2 other games where I wish I could have drawn him because there was other stuff on the board from my opponent. Maybe people are starting to play differently. Maybe people are starting to realize now that you need to use big creatures. And so, since more people are playing with them, the big game hunter is better than it used to be. I know that, thanks to some very polite feedback that I received on my channel, I've actually been taking big creatures more than usual. Tubagai the Druid, okay. Well, we keep a Fiery War Axe here. I don't actually want either of these Heroic Strikes, really. We'll keep them a nice 4-drop, but I actually would like creatures to play, if that's possible. Okay, well, this looks good. So, on turn 2, one of 2 things will happen. Either I'll play the Fiery War Axe and kill whatever he played, or I will coin out the Frothing Berserker. It's obviously nice if you can play a Frothing Berserker when there's already creatures on the board, but I found, playing in Constructed that actually just putting the Frothing Berserker down, yes, it's sad if he gets removaled, but having him on the board at 2-4 is very, very sturdy, and then later on he's got plenty of time to get big. Well, the Big Game Hunter is not going to be useful for a while, but I am happy that I drew him because Druids, of course, do have the Ironbark Protector, which is an 8/8 with taunt for 8 mana. So if I can snipe an Ironbark, that would be kind of amazing. He's got the Ooze. Jesus, really? I think I've been oozed twice in this arena. People are really drafting those heavily. So, if I play the Frothing Berserker, he'd have to use the hero ability and the Swamp Ooze to finish it off, barring any Wraths, of course, so it's not the greatest, but that's what I'm going to do. Hope for the best. Accept the worst, but hope for the best. Oh man, the Ooze, really? Swipe. Well, he's going to use a single swipe, which shows that he respects that guy quite a bit. Unfortunately, I don't actually have answers right now for his stuff. Chillwind Yeti, you have arrived again at just the right time. I would have played Kor'kron Elite and killed this 2-1, but then it would have left it at 1 health, so you could just hero ability kill off the Kor'kron. Here, hero ability is not enough to kill off the Yeti with the Ooze. He'd have to trade both of his creatures in or have some kind of removal help on hand to finish this thing off. An Arathi Weaponsmith would also have been perfect here. I would have played a 3-3, gotten an axe, killed the 3-2. Might have even been better than the Chillwind Yeti under these particular circumstances. Oh, he has more Starfall. Are you kidding me? So just put this stupid 3-2 and 2-1. He's actually smacking me down really hard, which is very irritating. I hate going down this low in life to such stupidity. Well, we're going to clear out the board here. Yep. I am going to play Kor'kron Elite to get rid of this 2-1. And I'm going to hit that Ooze. So, I am low, and Druids can burn with Swipe and with Starfire. But I can armor up. I'm a warrior, which is good. And next turn's a pretty good turn. I can play the Warsong Commander, Shattered Sun Cleric on the Warsong Commander, charge in for 3. And I've still got this weapon for removal. Man, he's got even more stuff. Swipe. He's going to swipe me. He's not really burning me. He's just an efficient way of getting rid of my creature. So it's kind of nice that in this game he's actually on 2 occasions used a swipe just to kill 1 creature. So that's good. And he's going to shapeshift for some more damage. Okay. Cleave is not the card I need. We'll do this. We'll do this. Now the risk is I'm not armoring up. So there's definitely a risk to that, but I feel like with 7 mana, it's actually quite tricky for a druid to deal 9 damage, and I'll start armoring up next turn. I mean, next turn I've got nothing better to do than play up Frostwolf Warlord anyway. That'll leave me with exactly 2 mana, and I can armor up. Man, you know what would have been good earlier? Cleave. This would have actually been amazing when he had the Ooze and the Worgen on the board. I took so much damage from those damn things. Ugh. Yeah, if I lose this game, it's just because he got the drops to stick. Oh man, this is a 5/5. He drew 2 cards, and I have no way of killing this. Well, other than my Frostwolf Warlord, that's a 6/6 with charge. Ha 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 ha. Okay. I forgot that my creatures charge for a moment there. Alright, I'm gonna hang on to this weapon, and you might wonder, well, Boris, you're not really gonna hit creatures anymore, are you? Why are you keeping that weapon? Well, you never know. I might need to kill a creature in desperation. So at 8 mana, I'm hoping and praying and crossing my fingers for an Ironbark Protector, because if he does play an Ironbark Protector right now, I might actually win the game. I'll kill it with the big game Hunter, then I'm going to deal, I mean, he charges 4, 10, 16, 19. I will actually win the game on the spot if he drops it. No! He's going to... Jesus Christ. I really had my hopes up. I really did. I really did. Nope, no Ironbark Protector. He's actually probably gonna, looks like he's gonna kill off the Frostwolf Warlord. Well, it's fine. The Frostwolf Warlord got to hit 2 times. That's pretty good. I just hope this 4 mana thing isn't anything good. Are you freaking kidding me? Jesus. God damn it, these oozes. A lord on a pony. Well, I hope he doesn't have anything else for 2 mana, because actually Cleave is really good. Oh my god, are you goddamn kidding me? Are you goddamn kidding me? Ah, he's gonna get more silence. Well, that's fine. There's nothing at the moment that needs to be silenced, and Cleave still works. So we got this graphical bug here. That's fine. Oh, Storm and Champion. Cleave is more important, I think. Yep, Cleave is more important. So I'm gonna armor up. Do I waste this guy? No, I'm not gonna waste it. I hold out the hope that there is still an Ironbark Protector coming down. Because now, wouldn't that be so great, right? An 8/8 with Taunt against these 2 dinky creatures, threatening to kill me in 2 turns. Come on, just play your goddamn Ironbark Protector. Thank you! Thank you! Thank you! Ah, thank you. If only I were at 10 mana, I could play the Storm and Champion as well. Can I win 5, 9? Nope, I'm 3 damage short of winning. Okay, I'm at 13 health. Druids cannot burn me out just yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this and think carefully. I don't want to run into a Mind Control tech per se, but if he does play Mind Control tech, next turn I can still play Storm and Champion Heroic Strike. That should be enough to win anyway. So I'm aware that this runs me into the Mind Control tech, but I believe I can win even if he plays it. He has got an owl in his hand, but the silence hitting the Cobra is not relevant because I'm not threatening to kill his creatures. I'm threatening to win. Holy God, can you believe it? This was almost a 3/3 pirate. Like, I was on the fence. Well, that is a learning lesson for the day, folks. Get these darn dudes. The big game hunter when you see it. I mean, not like over a sea giant or anything, but like it's good. I think I gotta say it's above just like a mediocre thing. He's Wild Growthing at 10 mana to draw an extra card, which is totally fine, but he should have done that before playing the Abomination. Grant that the Abomination's a good card here, but he still should always draw cards first, just in case. He's going to play the Owl, it looks like. He's hovering over it. Nope. So when your opponent hovers over the card, it actually causes it to go back in his hand. He's going to get some armor. Okay. I think I win right now on the spot. Because I run in with the big game hunter. He goes down to 6 health, and I've got on the board the damage. Yep. That is G to the G. Oh my God, that big game hunter won me the game. Whew. Tuba Guy, the well-named druid, goes down like a clown, or like a tuba guy. Okay, so one of the other interesting announcements at BlizzCon is they said that they explained how to get the golden hero portrait. In the upcoming changes, they're going to make it so that if you win 500 games with the same class, you get a golden portrait of that class in both the arena and in constructives. And I think that's cool. I think that's better than the whole level 50 business. Now, I'm kind of a long distance away from either of those milestones, I'm pretty sure. Because I've only, like, won 600 arena games total, and that's split across all the classes. Okay, well, I think we need to send this stuff back. I'll keep this because it's a good 4-drop. But Yoda the Warrior, that's not the warrior that beat me, thankfully. Alright, well, we got some removal, and we got this fairy dragon, so... let's go ahead and see what he's got for turn 1. Nothing. There's the big game hunter. Okay. So here's the thing. If I coin out a fairy dragon and he just plays a fiery war axe, I wasted the coin for literally nothing. But if he plays a real creature, I will wish the fiery dragon were already on the board when I play the heroic strike. So I am going to coin it out. He, of course, could have a fiery war axe, of course, but I think it's worth it to take that chance, because if he doesn't have a fiery war axe and I get to kill a creature with heroic strike, I get off to an early lead. Well, it's not a fiery war axe, but it achieves the same thing. Balls. So I lost my coin for nothing. Boo. This is actually starting to get very bad. If he doesn't play something for me to heroic strike, my third turn will be armoring up, and that is a little bit scary. Ah, jeez, I don't want to heroic strike that thing. Oh, God, that's no good. Well, I'll play this. This is oh, man, there's been some timely top deck arrivals, which, granted, when someone top decks a good card, you can't hold it against them too much, because if they were holding on to a bunch of bad cards, that means the odds increased of them drawing one of their good cards. But nevertheless, this was a very timely arrival, which my opponent is going to get to kill. Balls. That really sucks. Oh, this game, it's just the start. The start of this game, I didn't have the right cards, and I'm gonna lose probably for it. I'm not even sure what I could draw out of. Well, that is a good draw again. So this isn't really that impressive. The axe can kill the 1/1. The golem can just trade it the 2/1 and pop right back, essentially. Then all I'm doing is using Korokon Elite to kill the golem that came out. It's just no good. Knife Juggler, okay. Oh, that... Man, people have had really good answers for these Murlocs. Well, I got a little bit lucky there that the knife missed. That is certainly lucky. I do not deny this fact. And the other knife missed. Wow, I'm very lucky that both those knives missed. Those were 1 in 6 odds that things would go that way. I am going to play the Korokon Elite and get rid of this Acolyte. The golem was so good for my opponent there, because I didn't have my own fiery war axe. That's what I needed to hold on in this game. I needed a fiery war axe instead of heroic strike. There's 3 of them in the deck, but I just didn't get it when I needed it.
Mind if I roll knee?
Well, this isn't the most impressive thing on turn 6, that's for sure. I'm gonna play this tiger, which threatens to kill the knife juggler. Alright, so on turn 6, all I did was play a Loot Hoarder and Armor Up. That gives me a glimmer of hope to get back into the game. We'll see. Emperor Cobra, not the greatest. We'll just play this thing. Call it a day. At 7 mana, I won't have enough to play the Cobra and the Frostwolf Warlord, which is what I'd really like to do. Raid Leader is a pretty good drop. Oh, man, I'm taking a lot of damage. A lot of damage. Well, now I have to change my plans. I have to kill this Raid Leader. Because if I run into the Juggler, the Tiger will just die. I try to get as much value from my creatures as I can here. Now, I could play the Cult Master, run the Tiger into the Knife Juggler that way, I suppose. Draw a card? No, I think I should just do this. Okay. Well, I think the most sensible thing to do here is to play the Cobra and to buff it with the Shattered Sun Cleric, so that it survives against both of these creatures. And makes it so that if my opponent has a really big drop that costs all of his mana, like a Stormwind Champion or something. Well, if he's a Stormwind Champion, he can kill the Cobra. Never mind. If he has like a War Golem or something, he can't play it because the Cobra can run into it. And he can't just use the Knife Juggler to pave the way for his big creature. Well, yeah, I'm definitely behind. I've been behind all game. There's no question about that. But there's a glimmer of hope here. I mean, it's possible that if you play something big, I play the Cult Master. Oh, geez, that's not good. That is the opposite of good. Oh, man, all that stuff charges and flings knives. Oh, my God, this is so synergistic. It hurts. A lot of knife flings have gone at my head, that's for sure. But, I mean, if it goes into my creatures, that's not good either. Oh, God. Oh, my God. This is looking really, really ugly and grim here. Inner Rage. Ah, that's a well-played move. So now he's leaving me without a way to kill off this Warsong commander. And I'm at 12 health. Oh man, this game's just been bad the whole way through. Execute doesn't do me any good. Oh god. All of his stuff charges. I don't even know what to do. Okay, we'll do this, see what happens. He only needs 8 total power worth of creatures at 9 mana to win the game right now, because all of his creatures have charge.
I'll put it on your
That is 5 out of 8. Ah, boy, this is looking grim. No, I wanted to concede, goddammit. Ah, well, we're up to 8-2. Both losses, funnily enough, against fellow warriors. That first warrior, I think, actually probably had the better deck and had the better answers to my stuff. This game, I just had a bad draw, and that was that. His Bluegill warrior having the Bluegill warrior was really important. Me not having any of my 3 fiery war axes was really important. And then just the awkwardness. I mean, I could have, if I hadn't coined out the fairy dragon, I could have maybe had the coin later to use for something, but I think it was a reasonable decision. It just really didn't work out. Well, I've had over 39 win arenas and only like 7 to 8 wins. So statistically, I'm likely to make it. And I would like to make it because I'd like to keep up my most impressive stat at the moment is the fact that, I don't want to keep this against a mage, is the fact that 1 out of every 3 of my arenas is 9 wins. And I'm closing in on 100 arenas. I have like, this is like my 94th. So I would really like to say when I hit 100 that 1 out of 3 for 100 arenas straight was 9 wins. But we'll see if I can do that. So that's why I'd like to get to 9 wins here is what I'm saying, because that'll help me keep up my statistic. I think if I lose this one, I'm going to fall behind. Well, that's a pretty good answer to Fiery War Axe, because I can obviously only kill 1 of the things that is spawned. But that's still good. I don't necessarily need to use the Fiery War Axe on this Murloc Scout. I could just as well kill whatever she plays next. Demolisher, well, that survives Fiery War Axe. That is for sure. So do I play the Frothing Berserker here? Oh man, so if the Demolisher hits the Berserker, the Scout plus the hero ability would finish the Berserker off. That would suck. I'm tempted to actually coin out this Ancient Mage just because he has more hit points. But if she has a Frostbolt, that'll make me feel really silly. I can play this guy. He threatens to kill the Demolisher as well, but the Murloc Scout plus the hero ability finishes it off. I think what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to play Frothing Berserker, and I'm actually going to kill off the Scout. So it's a little bit trickier for her to kill this. Well, the Demolisher can't run into it now without dying, so she needs a Frostbolt to finish this off. She just... Oh, Polymorph. Well, that I actually don't mind. I don't mind a Polymorph. That is okay. That is totally fine, because I can now play Fiery War Axe, number 2, and swing. Now here, I think there's a play that's very important to make. Rather than just armoring up, I gotta put this out on the board. Even though it's wasting the battle cry, I think it's really, really important to get that out onto the field. Now this guy is not super likely to be good because mages don't have any class-specific cards with 7 or more attack. I think we'll do this. This seems fine. So the Shattered Sun Cleric plus the War Axe was gonna kill this thing anyway. But this way, my Shattered Sun Cleric survives, so my opponent has to spend 2 mana to kill it. This is something that I think it took me a while to realize, but a creature that's almost dead is better than a creature that's already dead. So even though this is almost dead, it still could be, you know, it would be, it's better to have it on the board than not. Now, I could play the Frostwolf Warlord as a 7/7, then run this in. It'll die, the Fairy Dragon will die, and then the Shattered Sun Cleric will almost die. This will drop down to a 7/5. Alternatively, I could attack in, this will die, and then I could play this, it'll be a 5/5. Aha, I think I've made this mistake before. I'd rather have a 7/5 than a 5/5. Now, I could also just play this. I could play this, I could even get it enraged. I don't have any weapons, so maybe I'd rather just play it afterwards. I could just swing in. This dies, this dies, this is at 1 health, swing for 3, and then play this thing around, down with the clown, and then have it be a 4/6 on the field. So what would I rather have, I guess? Is it a 7-5 or a 4-6? Well, I'd rather have a 7-5 because this requires effort. After, you know, this turn when all my stuff is going to be dead, um, this guy might not be big anymore. Whereas this thing was, you know, its stats are obviously fixed, so it'll always be there. And the 5 health is nice. It'll survive a flame strike here, which is good to know. That's a really good draw. Crap. Wow, this is like the best I've ever seen that stupid thing be. Because it trades against my Frostbolt Warlord and I can't kill it otherwise. And then I drew Heroic Strike. Okay, that was good. That was a good top deck. Swoop-de-doop. I'm gonna play this thing. It's another thing that survives Flame Strike. And 15 health is a bit scary against a mage, but she shouldn't be able to kill me yet. I do gain life each turn, and these are cheap creatures, so I'll be able to play one and gain some life. This guy sucks, but the one advantage is he actually does survive Flame Strike, so that's cool. Now my opponent could still win with like a Cone of Cold, and then a Flame Strike, and all sorts of nonsense. Arcane Intellect to draw 2 cards. I'm okay with that, that's fine. Water Elemental, that's an annoying one. Very frustrating. Well, okie doke, that seems good. Let's play that, and think. If I let her attack me, I'll go down to 11 health, whereupon 2 fireballs would kill me off, so I don't think I really want to do that. But if I attack these creatures, then they'll die to a flame strike. Alright, so I'm going to edge my bets. I'm going to kill off the water elemental, which has more health. We'll leave this thing alone, and swing for 4 damage. So now I'm threatening to win. I mean, the odds of me actually having it are very unlikely, given that I'm up against a frickin' mage, but it's possible. And if she deals with my stuff, then she's not dealing damage to me. And, you know, this 8-8 may just have a number of ways of dealing with it, but it has to be dealt with. Flame Strike. Well, there is the Flame Strike. Just going to take the time to kill off my bigger creature. That's totally fine. Well, that was a really smart play. You know, mages, they can always have an out. That's just how it goes. So now this 2-1 will kill my 4-2. This is actually really nice, though. I can play this. I still would like to armor up. We'll hit that. We'll swing for 4. So now a Flame Strike kills everything again. And then I probably lose the game. But, I mean, that's just how it is against mages. I really think that Flame Strike should be 8 mana. I'm not sure it would have actually mattered in this particular game, but that's just the impression I get. It just seems very, very good in the arena. Maybe in Constructed when there's only 2 of them allowed. It's not quite as ball-breaking. Well, no Flame Strike, that's good news. She actually didn't have removal from my Warsong Commander. Oh, I think that's going to be the game. 4, 6, 8. Yep. So my opponent tried to razzle but dazzle me. Notice how she just passed the turn as though nothing were the matter. It's exactly what you should do in case your opponent misses the win. But we get to keep our streak of 9 win arenas. I wonder why she said whoops. Maybe she forgot about this? I don't know. I imagine if she had removal, she would have used it against my stuff. So we're up to 9-2 again as a warrior, which is nice. Although, you know, the fiery war axes and the wrathy weaponsmiths were, of course, quite nice there. If you enjoyed the video, please like it and or subscribe to my channel. I'll appreciate that quite so much. And if you want to stick around for Papa Boris's Happy Fun Time bonus hour, please do, because here it goes. Double packs. I get a lot of these double packs. I'd like to actually rather get a legendary, given that most packs for me now are like 40 dust, the end. But I'll take 190 gold and 2 packs, and who knows, maybe one of the packs will have a legendary. We're about to find out. You know, when the patch came out and you could press spacebar to move the packs in automatically, I was so excited, but now I kind of actually like the clicking and dragging it over. I don't know what it is. Epic! Mountain Giant? Alright, that's okay. Golden Common, alright. Yeah, that's great. Let's see what we got here. Double rare. No legendaries. 1 epic. That's pretty good, though. Well, the epic was not a new one. This is a repeat pack, but it looks like I got actually 1 new rare and 4 new commons. So I should take a look at my giants. Oh, I don't have any of these. This is my first one. They disenchant for 100. Nice. So I'm not going to disenchant it. I like having the cards. That's good. Okay. Well, that was nice. Good arena, good reward. Let's see who our next arena will be. It'll be Hunter, Mage, or Priest. Well, I just played Hunter before this, so probably won't be one of those. So we're going to be playing with a good class. All right. I think actually, although I complain more about how good mages are, Priests are probably better. My one concern is that playing Priest now, Playing Priest now is unfortunate because basically Mind Control is getting nerfed up to 10 mana. it's a major change for the class. I mean, it is, technically only one of their commons, but it's a major change. So maybe I don't want to play as Priest because I don't want to, get used to the 8 mana mind control. So we'll see. We'll see what I decide, but that'll be it. Thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Till then.